Painting is profoundly powerful, and it's a universal form of expression that's been around for hundreds and thousands of years. With a painting, there may not be any words to get you started, but there are still lots of ways to extract words and ideas from it to get you started making a devised piece. The example I'm going to use is this painting, The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. Aesthetics. When looking at a painting, a simple starting point is to look at the aesthetics of it. What colours are used? What textures? What's in the image itself? What's the light like? Is it bright and clear or dark and shadowy? Are the colours vibrant and bold or cooler and more muted? You don't need to be an expert on art here. You just need to simply say what you see in the painting. The next stage is to translate these ideas into tangible things in your piece. Using my Dali example, I look at it and I think, perhaps I want to use a clock somewhere in my design. Perhaps make the clock huge so it's really present. Maybe I want to set my piece in a hot country or in a desert. Perhaps a dying tree is a really interesting centerpiece. The colour of the set, the lighting or the costumes could use those blues and yellows that Dali uses. Perhaps the piece could be set at sunrise or sunset, just like the painting. Allow those simple aesthetics of the painting to offer you simple ideas to start from. Whose viewpoint is it? Next up, think whose eyes we're looking from. Whose viewpoint is it? Are we imagining that we're the artists themselves, looking at the image because they're there? Or are we someone else? The viewpoint could become our protagonist's or another character in our piece's viewpoint. Who is seeing this? With my Dali painting, I'm imagining that the viewer is someone in a dream. They're someone that's really stressed about time and they want to stop time for some reason. Also consider the viewer's mental state. Are they seeing everything normally or realistically? Or are they hallucinating? Are they seeing things in a weird way or imagining things that aren't there? Focus on the person, the viewer, and why they're seeing what's in front of them the way they are. Word response. A really simple starting point is to print the painting off on good sized paper, A2 or A3 preferably. Then solo or as a group, stare and study the painting and let it offer you words and ideas. Scribble down as many of these ideas as you can on a separate bit of paper or in a notebook. These can be single words, sensations, emotions, places, names, dialogue, anything you want. What's important is you really look at the image. Don't just glance at it and then move on. Be patient, relax, breathe and study it for 3, 5 or 10 minutes. My initial responses to my Dali painting are time melting, tides, insects, parasites, wooden shelf, calm, lost, death, seashell. Then after you've scribbled down all your individual responses, share them as a group and put everyone's responses in one place, a document or a scrapbook. You should hopefully have loads of words, ideas and starting points, and they've all come from simply studying the painting and writing down your responses. The artist. Take your focus to the artist who's painted the painting. Can their life be the focus of your piece? Are there biographies, documentaries or films about their lives that can form part of your research and then form part of your story? Perhaps you can focus on the part of their life when they painted this painting. What was going on in their life at this time? And what was going on in the world around them? Your devised piece could have a biographical feel to it. Or you could focus on the idea of an artist rather than your specific artist who painted your painting. Could your protagonist be an artist from a different time or place? Could you explore a contemporary artist or painter rather than one from a previous time period? Artists often lead interesting, troublesome and non-basic lives. Can you draw on ideas from the actual artist and then transport them into a contemporary setting? My example here is using Dali's biographical information of him living through the Spanish Civil War and instead transporting it into a contemporary artist living through a modern day war or conflict. That could be a conflict such as Syria or the conflict and backlash in Belarus in 2020? How does a painter's troubled life play out in a landscape filled with unrest and violence? Art heist. Look into the history of the painting. Who's owned it? Where's it been exhibited? And where is it right now? Paintings, especially iconic paintings, are worth a lot of money. Could your piece revolve around the idea of it being stolen or attempted to be stolen? What if it's destroyed in a fire? What are the consequences of this? Is it insured for a huge sum of money? Your piece could centre around a robbery or a disaster involving the painting itself. Two filmic inspirations for a story like this include Bean, the movie, and the Thomas Crown affair. Can you create a comedic or thrilling piece of drama with your painting as a central component in the story? Other works. Make sure you research and bring to the table all of the artist's other works. Is your stimulus painting one of a series of works? How does the artist's style develop and change over the course of their life? Do they create other types of art? Dali collaborated on films, wrote poetry and fiction, made sculpture and took photography. By bringing all these other components together, you're going to have a plethora of new inspiration to work from. Or it may allow you to look at the original painting differently, within the context of all the artist's other work. You could analyse and explore all of these other works, or use them in the devising process alongside the original painting. Setting and location. Finally, consider using the location of the painting for the setting or one of the settings in your piece. Can the play be set where the painting is? Could it be the setting for the start or the finale of the piece? Can this location be visited several times throughout the play? With my Dali painting, my idea is to use this location as a recurring dream, so a character could revisit it throughout the narrative. Each time we revisit it, it could be darker, and there could be more of these soft watches everywhere. The setting of your painting could be a central starting point. Is it a field, a lake, a beach, a cafe, a battlefield? Set a scene in that location and then go from there. And there we go. We've got 7 different approaches to using a painting as a devising stimulus. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like. Do check out these other videos and subscribe. And if you want to support what I do on the channel, you can click on the link in the video description. All the best.